What if the man who promised forever kept one secret buried deep enough to silence love itself? October 14th, 6:42 a.m. Cold mist rising over the edge of a construction site. A shovel. A flash of fabric. A heartbeat that belonged to someone who wasn't supposed to exist anymore. Detectives marked the spot where the soil shifted unnaturally. A faded ribbon peeked through the dirt. The same color Alyssa Monroe wore the night she disappeared. Jason Hartwell stood nearby, arms crossed, pretending to shiver from the cold. Not the truth. He told police he just liked surprises. They didn't expect the first one to come from underground. Alyssa's mother reported her missing 11 days earlier. No struggle, no break-in. Just her phone left charging on the counter. Her paintbrushes still wet. Friends said she'd stopped posting weeks before. And Jason said she was taking time offline. Detective Rachel Klein didn't believe him. Not after she saw the ring receipt dated 2 months after the engagement. Main suspect, Jason Hartwell. Soil samples from his truck bed matched the clay near the Old River Road, a place Jason once built homes. Dr. Evan Calloway found faint traces of perfume mixed with the dirt, the same brand Alyssa's friend Monica kept at her apartment. And then came the twist no one expected. The body wasn't Alyssa's. When they turned the body, Detective Klein whispered, "Who is she?" Because the necklace didn't belong to Alyssa Monroe. It belonged to a woman who vanished 3 years before Jason ever met her. But the connection was just beginning. The woman buried beneath Jason's project wasn't Alyssa Monroe. Her name was Erin Vale, his former girlfriend, missing since 2021. Detective Klein stared at the evidence bag. A bracelet engraved, "Forever, J+E." Jason said they'd broken up peacefully. But Erin's sister told police she'd received one last message. "He has one last surprise for me." Forensics confirmed it. The same soil, the same brand of duct tape, the same tire treads. 2 women, 2 years apart, both tied to one man who smiled through every interview. Jason claimed coincidence. Klein called it a pattern he couldn't bury twice. When the team searched his backyard, the ground was uneven again. And this time there was a second marker, freshly moved. What they found next changed everything. Floodlights cut through Jason Hartwell's backyard as officers marked the soft soil behind the fence. Klein watched in silence while a cadaver dog stopped and sat. The shovel hit something solid. A jewelry box, wrapped in plastic. Inside, photos of Alyssa and Jason smiling, and one torn picture of Erin Vale folded beneath them. Jason swore it was a keepsake, but the dirt on his boots matched the dig site exactly. Dr. Calloway found trace fibers linking the box to Erin's burial tarp. It wasn't proof of murder, but it was proof he'd been there. When Klein asked why he kept the box, Jason only said, "Because love should never disappear completely." Then a neighbor stepped forward, claiming she saw Jason digging again 2 nights before Alyssa vanished. October 3rd, 11:48 p.m. Detective Klein replayed the footage frame by frame. Jason's truck headlights cut across his driveway. A tarp in the back, something heavy underneath. He looked calm, humming as he lifted a shovel. Across the street, a doorbell camera caught Alyssa stepping outside in her robe. She waved, smiled, then turned as Jason called her name. That was the last time anyone saw her alive. When questioned, Jason said she went to cool off. But phone data showed both their devices stopped moving minutes later, in the same location. Klein paused the video. In the corner of the frame, behind Jason's shoulder, a small reflection glimmered in the dirt. Something metal. Detectives returned to the site the next morning. The object was still there, and it wasn't a shovel. Detectives brushed away the dirt with gloved hands. A wedding band, engraved, to my forever surprise. Not Alyssa's ring. Erin Vale's. Dr. Calloway confirmed it carried fresh fingerprints. Jason's, pressed over older ones. Meaning he'd touched it after Erin's burial. Klein's voice stayed calm. "Why dig up her ring, Jason?" He smiled faintly. "I wanted Alyssa to have something sentimental." That single sentence changed the tone of the case. Because Alyssa's ring receipt, never used. Klein ordered a second excavation of the site. And within minutes, a lock of hair surfaced. Wrapped in the same red ribbon Alyssa wore the night she vanished. The results arrived in a sealed envelope. Inside, a single line froze everyone in place. DNA match. Alyssa Reed. Her remains had been buried beneath his former lover's grave. Detective Klein's jaw tightened. It meant he'd returned to the same spot. Twice. First to bury Erin, then to hide Alyssa beneath her. When they confronted him again, Jason didn't flinch. "She wanted to be close to the woman I loved most," he said quietly. That statement made the entire room fall silent, because investigators now realized he'd built his own twisted version of forever. The digging began under the fading light, where the grass grew uneven near the back fence. Each layer of soil told a story, one the rain had tried to erase, but couldn't. Then the shovel hit something solid. Silence. Every officer froze. When the last handful of dirt cleared, what lay beneath was undeniable. 2 sets of remains, layered like he couldn't let one go without the other. Jason stood behind the tape, eyes fixed on the ground. "She said love should last forever," he murmured. "So I made sure it did." The words cut deeper than the evidence. It wasn't madness. It was devotion twisted into cruelty. Detective Klein stared at him, not as a murderer, but as a man who'd mistaken possession for love. And for the first time, Jason looked small, swallowed by the silence of what he'd done. Case closed. Jason Hale convicted, 2 life sentences. But even now, the townspeople say when the wind moves through that fence line, it carries her name, and the echo of a promise that should have never been kept. Subscribe to the Veil of Secret, where the truth doesn't rest, even when buried.